Hi and welcome to my channel. So the last year has seen a massive increase in the number of international carers being recruited in the UK with visa sponsorship. While this is good news, but this increase has also led to huge concerns regarding the treatment of these carers when they get overseas. Because unfortunately, many overseas carers in the UK are living in such deplorable conditions that it is just very heartbreaking. So a UK charity has released official data and a report regarding the carers that have reached out to them and what the current situation really is. So basically, the reason I'm doing this video is to share with you what these details are and to tell you that if you're in this situation, you should know that there is support out there. There are people that can help you, there are people that can guide you, and there are people that you can go to if you're in the UK. Because it is so unfortunate, because for many of these carers, they've got nobody in the UK, they've got no money, they don't know anyone, they don't even know the laws, the rules, the policies, because the same employers that should have been supporting you with that process are the same people that unfortunately are exploiting the carers according to obviously the official data. And I think this is going to come as no concern, as no surprise, because it has been ongoing really for a while. So if you're new to my channel, obviously you're welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, I do hope that you are implementing the things that I talk about and that you're taking the necessary and relevant steps for you to get a legit job in the UK. Because the main reason why many of these carers fall in this situation is because of information. People don't have enough information to apply for the jobs themselves. By so doing, they use, people or third party organizations that are incredibly costly, and so also signing up to contracts that are very detrimental to them, and getting into deals thinking that, oh, when you get to the UK you're going to earn a lot of money. But actually that's not the case, because if you're a carer in the UK, you're only going to be earning about £20,000 per year. That is the worst paying job in the UK. I'm saying this from a place of like, I've done these jobs myself. So carer jobs are a good entry level position, but it is not sustainable for many of us, considering the families that we have, the kids that we have, and all of that. So it is not possible to be able to sustain any life whatsoever on these jobs. So what should you do in that situation? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. And by the way, I do have a free newsletter. I've dropped a link in the comment section below where I share information about free visa sponsorship opportunities to move to the UK, jobs that don't require any degree, any experience, any art whatsoever, and also how you can apply for these jobs so that you've got that information and you're able to do that yourself. It's going to take some patience, it's going to take some time, it's going to take some resilience, but it is worth you doing that. So also, when you check that newsletter, you're going to see my contacts on there. There's my WhatsApp number, my email address. Do feel free to reach out and get in touch if you feel that there's anything private that you're thinking, Melvis, I've got this to discuss with you, but I don't want to put it on here. Then you can use that, because I understand that this is a very sensitive topic and there are certain things that are not necessarily that you're able to put here on YouTube. But I really empathize with these colleagues that find themselves in these situations. And so hopefully, if you've been watching my videos, you are doing things properly. You're going through the right processes, the right channel. And if you find yourself in this situation, usually, again, it's not a surprise, because you know how you've gotten your job in the UK. I always say that these things should not come as a surprise, because if you've not applied for a job, you've not done an interview, you've not had your conditional offer, you've not gone through the normal pre-employment checks, then you know the process that you've used to come to this country. So when those challenges are, in fact, you should anticipate those challenges before they ever arise, which means that these are generally people that have paid to have visa sponsorship. So they neither know the processes to get jobs in the UK, nor what they should be doing, which means that you then get to the UK, you've got a job, but you don't know what is expected of you. You don't know what you should be doing. You don't understand any of that, which is a shame. But again, I do understand that it is challenging when you're in another country trying to apply for a job in a country like the UK without knowledge. But I think YouTube, there are many people here on YouTube that share amazing information that can guide you, can give you those details that you can use. So it is worth making use of those people on YouTube that share that information so that they can guide you to go through the processes rather than going for the other options that are incredibly challenging later on when you find yourself in the UK. What is the first thing you should do? And by the way, this charity is Unseen. So Unseen is a charity, it's kind of like a modern slavery, anti-slavery charity in the UK. They have basically said that in 2011, they had about, I think they said 15 referrals only from carers in the UK. 2022, they had over 700 carers contacting them to say that they were going through some sort of exploitation or slavery or things like that. And this year, they're saying it's thousands and thousands of carers. So they're currently compiling the official report, and I think it's going to be staggering because they are talking about the low pay for carers in the UK that is then increasing the need for overseas recruitment. And so the need for overseas recruitment means that there are all these things that are going on that the government is trying to clamp down, because obviously they have revoked licenses for so many of the employers that are involved in this once they are reported. But there's still a lot more obviously that needs to be done. And that's why for me personally, I always focus on, you need to learn the process, you need to be part of the process, you need to understand the policies in the UK. It's not only about getting job. This country is complex when it comes to the laws and the rules and the processes and policies. If you find yourself with such an employer, it can be difficult because, like I said earlier, they should be the ones supporting you, but because they are not, you're going to end up in a really dark situation. But there's a lot of information out there. There's the government website. You may have other friends who work in other organizations, but the first thing you should do is start applying for other jobs, because you know the situation in which you are, you know how you got your job, so you know that it's not a legit job, and so you should be applying for jobs immediately with legit UK employers. Personally, I've got a coaching program where I support with getting these visa sponsorship jobs, switching visas, students getting into nursing, healthcare, because those are jobs that guarantee sponsorship in this country, career progression opportunities. It is what I do myself, having gone through the path from a carer to studying nursing in the UK and working as an advanced nurse practitioner. So I empathize because I've worked in domiciliary care, I've done nursing homes, I've done support work, I've done sleep on call shifts, I've done all sorts of carer jobs in this country and nursing jobs. So I understand this. And that's why I say, if you are struggling, you need to find information from the right sources. I mean, you need to get information because it's all available online. It's just a matter of time, it's just a matter of dedication, it's just a matter of perseverance, and you will get that job. So if you're part of my coaching program, you know how much I stress on the importance of doing this yourself, being part of the process. And no matter how long it takes us to go through your CV, I'm insisting that you do it properly yourself while I'm guiding you so that you understand what is needed. Because in the future, when you're in the UK or if you're already here, you need to know what is expected. Because the more you know, the more safe you're going to feel and the more empowered you're going to be. Because when you empower yourself with knowledge and information, that's what will help you in the UK. And this is why these carers that find themselves in these situations is because they don't know what to do. They don't understand what the policies are. So Unseen is a charity that helps with that. And in fact, they've actually escalated quite a few concerns to the police, and actually saved many carers. Unfortunately, many of these carers are no longer with us because of they haven't been able to just withstand the situation. Many have gone into depression, many have just gone into destitution in the UK, and it is a shame. It is a shame. So yes, the Home Office is trying to clamp down, but it's something that it takes time. And while you're going through that situation, it can be so difficult to think of, any other way out. But the truth is that the UK is a country that is amazing when it comes to human rights. So you need to know that you have, your rights. Yes, somebody has employed you, they have given you visa sponsorship, but they don't own you. They don't own you. And what I'll also say is, don't go on making deals with strange people saying, oh, when I get to the UK, just I'll do anything to get to the UK, and then I can give you my pay, or you can take money from my pay, or you can do whatever you want. You can charge me anything you want. Don't make those deals, because it is not as rosy as you think when you get to the UK. If you're only earning £20,000 per year, it's going to be barely enough to support you. And that's why I'm a huge advocate when it comes to career progression. You need to keep pushing yourself, you need to move forward, go for higher paid jobs, work from home jobs, start side hustles, whatever you need to do, you must do that in order to get out of this abject poverty that many of us are living in. And worst of all, many colleagues are using food banks. I spoke to Okera yesterday who had just gone to a food bank, to ask for free food because she can't afford food for herself and her kids. And this is because her pay is barely enough, and also she had signed a contract with the employer that she was going to pay £15,000 when she gets to the UK. So every month they're taking a lot of money from her pay, so she barely has enough to live on, and she has to go begging for food from the food bank. So again, do think twice when you're getting into those contracts. Do think, I say this because I get many people contacting me and saying, Melvis, if you help me, I'm gonna pay you this, I'll give you my salary when I move to the UK. No, you will not have enough to live on, talk less giving some to somebody, some stranger somewhere that you don't know. And many people are enforcing these contracts and taking the money from colleagues who are working. So the reason I'm going on and on about this is that you should know, if you are not yet in this situation, that you're following the right path and that you're putting in the effort to get a legit UK job, because there's nothing more satisfying when you come to this country knowing that you actually have a job and you've gone through the process. And if you've got any challenges and you need to find another job, you know exactly what to do, rather than when you get here, even though you've got a job, but you don't even know how to apply for jobs or how the process works, and you end up with these unscrupulous, employers and situations that are absolutely deplorable. It is a shame, again, like I've said, because I deal with this every single day. I've got lots of colleagues that I support so that they can get legit UK jobs, but it is very heartbreaking to see what it is that they're going through, and to even imagine that they haven't got their own families in this country and they're having to go through this all alone. Some people can't even bear to tell their families back home the real situation of what is going on here. But I think it's about joining the communities, that you have here, having other friends, finding out from other people what it is that they're doing, really. But if you're not yet in this situation, please apply for jobs. Take your time. If it takes you a year to get a UK job, please take a year. At least you'll be at home applying and knowing that when you do get that job, it is a legit job and you're going to be moving in a joyful way without all the hassle. So I do appreciate your time, by the way, watching till now, and I do hope that you've picked a thing or two from this video, and that do share this obviously with your friends, loved ones, colleagues, so that they can know that there is support out there. There's something that you can do, and you shouldn't just stay stuck. Thank you.